Hi everyone. So as we get into the heat of summer, things can get fairly intense. And in our yoga practice, we can use postures and breath and relaxation to release some of the intensity, to kind of dial things down a bit. Because of course, we love, the warmth of summer, the activity of summer, all of the things. And yet when things get too intense, we have too much going on, maybe we're overexerting ourselves in physical, mental, emotional ways, there's a lack of space, and that intensity can cause us to burn up and burn out, whether that be in the tissues with inflammation, in the muscles with injury or inflammation, soreness, or in the mind with agitation, frustration, emotional burnout, etc. And so just a short practice that you can put into your world any time of day to kind of release some of the intensity, create some space. And we look at, in the body, we look at creating space in postures with some side bending, all right, creating space in the torso to release some of that heat, that intensity, as well as some gentle twists and some opening in the front body. All right, so we'll just take a few postures here to help you experience that and find a little dialing down of the intensity, a little creation of space and flow in the body. So the key here is to allow your breath to be continuous, allow your breath to be easy. There's no shaping of the breath, no need to count. We're just gonna cultivate that continuous flowing breath as we move, as we get into a posture, all right? So nice props to have would be a block or two, foam block. If you have a firm cushion, that might support as well. Having a blanket, a firm blanket that you can fold or roll is also nice. And then if you've got a firm couch cushion or bolster, that's nice too. Okay, so we're just gonna start seated. So again, you might sit in a chair, all right? You might sit on a blanket or on a bolster here. So just sit up nice and tall where it's comfortable for you. And we'll start just with 3 complete, satisfying breaths. So let yourself settle into your seat, let your arms relax, let your fingers be soft. And as you inhale, fill up through the low side waist, the low belly, up into the chest, and as you exhale through the mouth, just let the body soften and settle, okay? So inhale, filling up the space within the lower torso. Exhaling through the mouth, just letting everything settle and soften. One more time. Low in the body, exhaling. And then let your breath move in and out of the nostrils, nice and easy. And we'll start with some seated flexion and extension. So let your hands rest in your lap or on your knees. And as you inhale, lift your chest, draw your shoulders back. And as you exhale, round your spine and tuck your chin. So inhale, fill up through the front body. Exhale, release and round. So let this feel good. It doesn't have to look any certain way. Just letting yourself get some space between the vertebrae, releasing, lengthening in the muscles around the spine, giving some space for the organs within the torso here. So let this feel good. Just about 5 to 10 rounds in this short practice. Even space around the neck, the shoulders, the throat. And then come back to center, roll the shoulders. All right, release your right hand off to the side. This is where a block or a cushion might come in handy. And then reach your left arm out to the side and up. So a little side bend. We won't stay here long, just feeling the initial stretch. And then come back up through center, reach, feel all that space around the torso, and then side bend over to your right. Find your bottom hand down, nice and firm. Inhale, reach up, just like a blade of grass in that gentle breeze, side bending. from right to left. So we don't need to do anything too crazy, all right, in our yoga practice for it to be effective. Especially in the summertime when we're, like I said, doing a lot of intense things maybe, or a lot of hopefully joyful, fun things. All right, let your yoga practice be a respite. All right, a kind of sanctuary from the intensity. All right, side bend over to your right. Again, hand can be on a block or on the floor, and we'll stay here for a few moments. So let your left hip sink down, let your left leg settle down here, reach up. Feel all that beautiful space. You might even open the chest and draw the elbow back here. Feel all that space around the side body. Big breath into the low waist, big breath out. You can certainly hold these postures longer if they feel good. We'll move to the other side. Press that bottom hand down, reach up, but let your right hip now settle. So feeling this in a place that at least gets very tight on me, all right, is that quadratus lumborum here in the low back and around the back of the waist. And again, if it feels good, you might open the chest, maybe look up. You can look down if that's better for your neck. Great, and then come back through center, reach up, just an easy twist. So we don't want too intense of a twist in the summertime. Just a little twist to get, again, all movements of the spine here. Come back through center, reach up. And then other side. So your back hand can be on the floor. You see that I'm using a block here just so I can lift up nice and tall. Again, we're looking for space and letting the breath move within that space. And then we'll come back to center, reach up, and release the arms down. Go ahead and come off if you were on a chair or on a higher prop. Come back onto the floor here. A little movement in the hips. So go ahead and widen your feet, let your knees bend. You can bring your hands behind you here and lean back on the hands. All right, just getting a little bit of movement in the hips here and the low back. So simple, nothing too crazy needed to help the body to feel good. The body knows how to come back to balance. We can just offer some simple supports to it. Nice, easy breath. If you'd like to add the side bend and reach, you're welcome to. So as we move the knees over to the right, maybe we reach up and over with that left arm. Nice stretch. And then come back to center, set the hips down, back hand down, and move to the other side. Reach up and over. Big, big belly breath, big stretch here. Just moving from side to side in your own time. I like to take this nice and slow. Really feel the stretch and the opening here. One more time to each side. Nice. Nice and easy here, coming back to center. And so for our last posture in this short practice, we'll take a chest opener, supported chest opener. Again, just to facilitate, we're often hunched over quite a bit, driving, texting, working on our computers, all of that, doing our hobbies, you know. And so reversing that can help to give us an you see how the smile comes across my face, giving a little more space. So take a couple of blocks. You can also do this with blankets. This will be supported fish pose. And so you see that I have the blocks here, one on a low height, one on a medium height. Okay, might move this over here a little bit more into the light. I'm just techie enough to be dangerous. And so fairly close together. So this block here will go behind the shoulder blades. So what we don't want to do is get it too low. So behind the shoulder blades here, between the shoulder blades. And then this top block will go underneath the head. Again, if this is too much, you can simply do this with a blanket, all right, a rolled blanket underneath the middle back as well. And I can show both options. So first option here, keep the knees bent, use your hands to support you. Gonna look back and lay yourself back here. I'm too low. All right, lay yourself back. So right at shoulder blade level. All right, right at upper back level. And then you can use your hands to move the block underneath your head to where you feel supported. And so when you find the right position, you'll know it, because the body will have this internal kind of and melting down into the floor. If you're feeling like you're tensing, you're not quite in the appropriate spot yet. So really take time with this. We'll be here for a little bit. So if this is just feeling too much for you, all right, you're welcome to take a few other options. So if it's feeling good, stay here. If this is not feeling great for you, simply roll to one side. And you can simply, some of us have such tightness from all that we're doing, we simply lay down on the back and let the arms come open, and this is enough. This is enough just to start to let the shoulders drop back and down. So enjoy this, let your body have this, all right, if you're just not using any props at all. Another option would be to take your blanket, a firm blanket here, and roll the blanket so that it's a prop underneath you. And it doesn't need to be a tight roll or anything. But again, underneath the shoulder blades, all right? And then letting the shoulders drop back and over that blanket here, okay? All right. So wherever you've landed, allow yourself to continue to relax and settle down. I have my knees bent and the knees touching it together at center. You're welcome to lengthen the legs long. And as you inhale, no extra heroic effort needed, but as you inhale, really allow the belly to rise and expand and fill up, nourishing the internal organs, the tissues. As you exhale, let the whole back body settle. Let the head get heavy, arms, shoulders, upper back. Inhaling to fill up. Exhaling, letting the mid-back, lower back, hips, legs, feet get heavy. And in this supported position, you can stay here 2 to 5 minutes. When you're ready to come out, bring your feet a little closer together. And depending on how high your props are, you'll bring your arms down and simply roll to one side. All right, you want to support the head and the neck, so tuck your chin and come up just slightly to move any props out of the way. We'll lay back down onto our backs here, just for a final moment, feeling the effects of that posture. When you're ready, rolling to the right or to the left side. Support yourself back up to seated. And take any props, or again, come into a chair, because after that short practice, you've already cultivated some space. So let your body move into that space and enjoy that room you've created within the body. So sitting up nice and tall, notice how you're feeling now. See if you can get a bigger, more satisfying breath in the belly. And see if the shoulders drop back and down, the gaze softens, just the intensity softens a bit. Be gentle with yourself today, my friends. I look forward to seeing you soon.